am I gonna get this pretty sweet Lakai shoe plugged in there? I mean, somewhere during this interview, I'm trying to plug this. It's this Rick Howard, awesomely made, pretty sweet Lakai. They made a timer for the skaters where you could actually turn in footage. So we have 7 hours left. Pretty scary. Instead of out getting my last trick, I'm here getting a free lunch. It hasn't happened to me recently, but when I was a kid, I used to sleepwalk a lot. It got pretty scary. I noticed it, but I stayed at a friend's house one time, and I woke up to walking into a wall. I was just bumping into a wall, and I was screaming. His mom came in and kind of freaked out a little bit. I was probably 10. So cut to, I was in China, and I was with Justin Eldridge. I ended up getting into an elevator with him, and I was talking shit to him, and I don't remember it at all, but I woke up in the morning, and I had some stuff from 7-Eleven. By my bed. It's scary, I don't know. Sometimes if I'm in a room with someone that I don't know that well, it's a team member that just got on the team and it's our first time sharing the room, I'm it goes in the back of my head, I'm dude, hope I don't sleepwalk and do anything weird. Honestly, being on that team at that time was a dream to me. And I think both of those guys, Jason Lee and Mark Gonzalez, I looked up to him so much, and when I met him in person, it really lived up to it. Sometimes, you can fan out on somebody really hard and you meet him and it's kind of a letdown. Gonz was the opposite, man. He was so inspiring as a skateboarder, and when I finally met him and got to skate with him, it was just still inspiring. He was such a crazy character and so wild. It was amazing. This comes from the time of blind skateboards. Me, Rodney Mullen, Tim Gavin, Henry Sanchez, Kareem Campbell, Chris Brana. We were doing a little blind tour and we went down to Chicago. I think the 8th Street team or Plan B team had been there, and Matt Hensley had stayed in there. And I guess they said he got haunted out. So we came into town and we're we want to stay in that hotel. So we get that hotel, we get on the same floor, and we stay up really late at night waiting for a ghost. And we're drawing pentagrams and 666, come out, where are you? In the hotel, it was I guess it was a restaurant before, and it a mobster owned it, and I guess they buried a bunch of people in the foundation, and when they demoed it to make this hotel, they found all the bodies, and that's why it was supposedly haunted. Long story short, we don't get haunted, and we all go to sleep, and all of a sudden, Rodney Mullen comes banging on his door, and he's pale white, and he's just okay, whoever it was, if it's a joke, just tell me now, it'll be all right. And we're what? What's going on? And he's someone just tell me it's all right. He tells us the story that he's in this bedroom and he feels this presence. And all of a sudden, these drawers start flying open. And we're what? So we're just in here, we're looking at the windows, they're bolted down, no one could get in. There was all these crazy old locks with all these latches. There was no way anything could have happened. It's 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning, we're in Chicago, we got a demo the next morning. We bolt out of that hotel. If someone was messing with someone, we would have said it was a joke, but we got him to I was maybe it's Rodney, maybe he's so pissed off that we're just such shitheads, maybe he's fucking with us, getting back at us. But we got in the van and drove around for 3 hours at it was getting sunlight out. I don't believe that anybody was messing with anybody. Rodney, he had to chat, he was bummed. So I don't know. I don't even know if kids will get that reference because that video is so old, but I got it a lot when I was young. Hey, Mariano. Hey, Mariano. So this next story, it involves Matt Schnur. Matt Schnur is a really funny friend of mine, professional skateboarder from planet Earth. But we all went out to this big house party. Everyone's drinking, whatever, just partying. A fight breaks out. And Matt Schnur kind of gets in the middle of it. Someone ends up shooting a gun. We don't know if Matt got stabbed or shot. We're pretty sure he got shot. Either the bullet went in and out or it was stabbed, but we're pretty sure he got shot. It was gnarly, dudes went off chasing after the gun guy or whatever. I just remember going into the bathroom and Matt Schnur's in there drinking this big bottle of Jack Daniels, and he's I'm dying. But they took him away in an ambulance, you know what I mean? They're everyone go home, we'll give you a call and let you know what happens. So we all get back to Tim Gavin's house and we're all just in there kind of pissed off, who were those dudes? What happened to Matt? This sucks. And Matt Schnur's dad calls up. His dad's from the East Coast and he's still got an East Coast accent. So I think it was Tony Ferguson picks up the phone and he's it's Matt's dad. And then Tony's Matt's dead. And everyone's like, what the hell? Like people are throwing bottles on the ground, like punching holes in the wall, like ripping posters off the wall, just like, he's dead. Everyone's hugging each other like, it's gonna be all right, man. And like, you know, he's on the phone still and he was like, no, it's Matt's dad. And they're like, we know it's Matt's dad, we're so sorry. And he's like, no, it's Matt's dad. And everyone's like, it's Matt's dad. It's just his dad calling. Everyone's crying, the apartment's destroyed. And it just ended up being Matt's dad. Matt is still alive, still drinking bottles of Jack Daniels, still chilling. I'll say like for Fully Flare, for the people that watching it, they were gonna be like, you know, he's just coming back, they missed me, you know, they were gonna be excited to see it again. And maybe this one, it's like they're gonna be like, all right, we let you back in, but like, let's see what you got, like you better bring it. There's like a little bit more pressure on me. Oh, you know, it's like a little bit of difference like between Fully Flared. I think that we had like some younger guys, you know, on that one, but it was a little bit more older. This one, Pretty Sweet, is more of a transitional video for girl. Like we're gonna have a lot of young guys. It's gonna be a lot less of the older dudes and a lot more of our younger roster. Stevie, Vincent, Elijah, Corey, Raven. Those kids are young and they're hungry. They're going hard. That's a lot harder for like someone like me. It's like, I'm 36, you know what I mean? Like some of these kids are like 18. To be in a video with them, I gotta push myself. I've missed out on a lot of videos. Goldfish I missed out on, like Yeah Right I missed out on. And having missed out on those like experiences in the past, like when I get another one like arises, it's like I'm gonna take it. Also in that, it's like, you know, when Rick Howard's like, you know, we're doing this, or Mike Carroll's like, we're doing this video. For those guys that gave me so many opportunities and stuck by me so many times, it's like, I wanna work my hardest. I wanna show like that like I'm not just like in skateboarding to milk it, aim for a paycheck, aim for this. It's like, I wanna do my job, man. There's no better feeling than like working hard at something, like, you know, having the end results and being proud of it. Vincent Alvarez is going to be rad because since Vincent Alvarez got on chocolate, he's just went hard the whole entire time. He's probably been the hardest worker. I just feel like he's a rad dude. I feel like skateboarding needs people like him, and I feel like it's going to be like good for like the kids to have someone like that. Stevie Perez, he'll have the most like breakthrough part. He's so smooth. He gets technical on ledges. He does big gaps, huge rails. Like it's just going to be an all-around great part. Corey Kennedy, one of the best skateboarders in the world. Mark Johnson. Mark Johnson's like, you know, made over like 15 video parts, and it's just like, I don't know how he keeps making them and keeps learning tricks and keeps reinventing himself and just doing new stuff, keeping motivated. I know he was like a little stressed out doing this one, but he pulled it off. Right at the end, he just started getting a bunch of rad clips. So stoked for him. It's in Pretty Sweet. You're gonna get one. I got a nice one for you in there. It's a mega version. Yeah, it's a good one.
We all hear ghost stories, but when that happens, you start looking at things a little different.
Absolutely. And for the record, I never said like really dumb shit.